I would like to dedicate this song to Mac Miller, who unbelievably, at 26 years of age, passed away yesterday. It's inconceivable that someone as young and has so much talent could do that. And I just would like to pass all of our love and best wishes to his loved ones, his family, his friends. Mac, wherever you are, I hope you're happy now.
Now, he was known all over the world, but nowhere better than here in his hometown, Pittsburgh.
If you look at social media, if you look at the news, the amount of overdoses, the amount of suicides,
huge.
And that was one of the biggest reasons to something that why I wanted to share tonight, was because I'm tired of it, man, and I'm tired of people that should be saying something don't say something, because it's not a this problem or this problem or this problem or this side's fault or that side's fault or this color's fault or that color's fault or that party's fault or that party's fault or this religion's fault or that religion's fault. It's none of those. That's not the problem. The problem is a heart problem. Everyone. And it upsets me so much that people pass blame here, do this. It's a heart problem. And it starts with the heart. From Mac to Anthony to you can name on and on of overdoses and suicides. Even Chester. How? The only reason that you can obtain everything that the world says is going to make you happy, and then overdose, which accidental or not, or suicide, or whatever it may be, if you have everything the world says is what is what is going to make you happy, and you're still so unhappy that you're addicted to heroin, this, that, coke, this, that, whatever, or you know, you're to the point where you have to take so many drugs that it eventually kills you, or you're at the point of you're so successful in the world and you have what the world is going to make you happy, and you kill yourself.
Anything you need, you can find it at the market.
Miller died on Friday in California of a suspected overdose. He was 26. He was just about to begin touring for his newest album.
His career progressed. He got a new record label. After that, the career of the inspiring artist took off like a rocket.
Fans we spoke with said they could relate to Miller's lyrics because they were so personal. Substance abuse and depression. He just dropped a new album, Swimming, and was going on tour next month. In fact, his last tweets Thursday were about that, saying simply, "I just want to go on tour."
One of the reasons Ryan Haynes, known around the city as DJ Afterthought, put together the tribute in Mac's favorite park.
He never stopped helping people.
Haynes toured with the charismatic Mac, known around the world, and who had just released a new album called Swimming.
I talked to him not too long ago, and he was in pretty good spirits. So I just think it's just tough. I think there's a conversation to be had about a lot of people that we've been losing lately.
It says in the Bible how the world and the powers of this world, that's Satan, and that's wrong. Like, what the world says is going to fulfill you is wrong. And
because that stuff never does.
No, Bob Marley said, and I don't know the direct quote, but Bob Marley said, if money makes, if you rely on money for happiness, you'll never be happy, because money is a number, and numbers are infinite. And if you're looking for this obtainable, as soon as I get this, I'll be happy. As soon as I get this, I'll be happy. As soon as I get this, I'll be happy. It's no different than addicts.
It's just like when you're younger. Like if I just had these shoes, or if I just could get my own car one day, or if I could just get the house, or whatever, or if I could just get that girl. You get these items or these things, and then sooner or later you're over it. You want to get a new car, new shoes, whatever. None of these physical items ever fulfill that empty void inside of your life.
Nope.
Odell Beckham Jr. is now the highest paid receiver in the NFL. According to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, Beckham and the Giants agreed to a 5-year, $95 million contract extension.
His goal, quote, was always to be in the Hall of Fame, to win trophies, to be able to leave a legacy that will be remembered way past any money that you make, end quote. He also attributed his broken ankle injury from last season as a reason why he has matured and worked harder to get back onto the field this season.
He did miss the final 11 games of last season with a leg injury.
There's a Bible verse, Mark 8, 36 through 37. And
I like that one verse too in Matthew that you were talking about earlier. About what is a man profit?
hold on, I gotta find this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So here it is. Okay, it's Mark 8, 36 through 36 through 37. It says, "For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and to forfeit his soul? For what can a man give in return for his soul?" That's putting it there. That's putting it in black and white. It's written in red because that's what Jesus said. And whether I'm tired of social media and these people and from news to movies to music, to the music industry, to Hollywood, to politicians saying this. And you're not allowed to say Jesus. You're not allowed to do this. This is off subject. This is that. That can't happen. There has to come a time, and there has to come a time in where we are as human beings and as a country and as believers and as new creations through Christ, not because of anything that we could do, because we can never get there.
Yeah.
We would never get there. It's because of God's grace. But there has to be, you have to stand. Bob Dylan even said, it may be the devil and it may be the Lord, but you're going to have to serve somebody.
Yeah.
You can't stand in the middle of the road because you're going to get hit by both sides. You got to choose. And you got to choose what the world is going to make you happy or what Christ says and what Christ provides, which is John 10:10. The thief, which is Satan, comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I've come to bring you life and life more abundant. I mean, even judgment, even on the side of this, whatever, our job as believers and our jobs as followers of Christ is not to judge this, and doing this, and doing this, and yes, holding brothers and sisters accountable, and yes, right from wrong, and yes, you have to stand, right and wrong, like I said. But our job isn't to do that. One of the times Jesus himself showed almost like, I don't know, the righteous anger, that once he gets angry because he walks into the church back then, and they're charging people, and they're overselling things, and they're taking advantage of people that are suffering. And he goes gangster on them and starts flipping tables. Now flip the page. There's a woman that they kicked out of town because she's a prostitute, and she's out at a well, and he goes to speak to her and ask for water and begins a conversation with her. And there's so many times when Jesus references, okay, if you are without sin, and there's a whole instance, if you're without sin,
that other woman, yeah.
They were going to stone a woman, kill her because of what she had sinned, what she had done wrong. And he says, any of you that are without sin, here, you throw the first stone. And that was to the modern day, what you would call whatever they are, leaders of the church.
Religious leaders.
He was saying, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. That means all. And I just... John 14:27. He says, peace I leave with you. And he says, not the kind of peace that the world has to offer. Because God offers a kind of peace that surpasses all understanding and all verbal expression that I can no verbal expression that I could ever think of will suffice. No ever visual representation that I could draw, write, paint, whatever suffice. Because faith that was so much restored for me when I was in Israel, Ryan, that faith is growing more and more every day, because I see how much the world has to offer and how much it hurts people and kills people and takes people's lives. It steals, it kills, it destroys, because that's Satan, and that's the lie, and that's the world, and that's what, from social media to the commercials. I see how powerful that is.
Yes.
And I see how powerful they are, from the money, and oh man, I could go and hold down another path of the powerful and the money, but
yeah.
They're powerful. And there's a lot of power in that. People are severely addicted and depressed, and the age of social media, and you have more people, suicide and depression. And the whole time I was in the band, that was one of the biggest things. So how are we in this world that has that to offer, and it's building? So what gives me so much more faith, and what makes me so pumped to be here and to be alive in this time, is because if I see how powerful they are, and how powerful what the world has to offer is, and how powerfully it's causing people to ruin their lives, then that shows me that the God of the universe that did the transformation in my life, there's no contest, man. And I'm sick and tired of people thinking that I'm sick and tired of people that thinking it's even a match, because God's already won. And the way to tell people that, and the way to get that across, is not holding up signs that are hurtful. It's showing people Christ through you, which is that pouring out of love. And it's time to do that, because I don't know. I'm sorry, we didn't take a single question.
It's all right. So tell me this:
the dark.
Going to Israel, you read through the Bible, and now you're in Israel, and you're walking through the Holy Land, and you're seeing a lot of this stuff. It's a reality. What picture did that paint for you, and how did it affect your faith? Going there, reading the Bible, and then going there and actually seeing the stuff that you read about. Tell us a little bit about a couple of those amazing moments.
Yeah, man. Being able to read about the Bible, and read the stories in the Bible, and read about the life of Jesus, is really powerful. from certain parts of the Bible that where we would go to that place, you know, from the tomb to the garden to
Sea of Galilee.
Oh, I got a rock from the Sea of Galilee. I'm kind of strange like that. I used to collect sand. I had a sand collection, and I collect sand from all over the world. But being able to see and to be in the places where all of these stories you hear were written about, and to be able to be there and be in person, it just it made my faith that just much more on fire and so much more solidified in the fact that, you know, I believe because of faith, and faith a lot of times is blind, and faith a lot of times is, you know, you're not always like, okay, this is this and here it is, but being able to go and walk, knowing that I was in that area, and just the fact alone to see historically what the tomb where Jesus was laid at looks like, just that alone, whether that be the tomb or not, just to see what the actual tomb looked like, to me, it was so powerful. And after the tomb, I walked away by myself, and I just had one of those moments that you have with God when you can't speak, and you can't worship, you can't think, there's just no words, and you just, man, I was just touched.